It is January 16th, 2025, and we're talking with Vista. You want to go around and introduce yourselves? You want to go around and introduce yourselves?
My name is Nico Berardo. I play guitar and sing.
My name is Ricky Harden, and I also play guitar and sing.
And I'm Desimir Berardo, and I don't play guitar nor sing. I play the drums.
Very cool.
And I'm Grace, and I play the bass. Oh, great! Our bass player Grace Halter isn't here right now, but she also sings and plays bass.
Nice.
And whatnot.
Cool. So what type of music would you say that you guys play?
Original music.
Original music.
Yeah.
Rock and roll, indie rock, folk rock, like pseudo country, jangle pop, power pop, all kinds of twang stuff.
Not Bible, sir.
Yeah.
Cool.
What are your main influences?
Big Star.
Big Star, The Byrds, Pavement, The Feelies, The Beatles, The Kinks, Echo and the Bunnymen, Biff Bang Pow, which they're a band from Creation Records in the 80s. My Bloody Valentine, sometimes.
Cool.
So how long have you guys been playing your instruments, and then when did the band form?
Oh, jeez.
How long have we been playing our instruments individually?
Yeah, individually and then together.
I've been playing my guitar since I was like 5 or 6, but I didn't get good until I was like 8. And then I got really good in high school, and then I got super good in college, and then I kind of retracted a little bit, or regressed, as they say, and now I'm kind of all right.
Nice.
It's a journey.
That was Nico.
Yeah, that was Nico said all that.
I'm Ricky, and I tried to play guitar when I was about 5 years old, I think. And then I ended up getting lessons when I turned 10 or something like that. Because I moved during a recession, and one of the promises for that move when I was a kid was that I would get guitar lessons, and they kept that promise. I stayed with it. I stayed with lessons until I was like 17, and I also had jazz rock classes in high school, which was awesome. That stuff I carry with me to this day. But
Very
that's
cool.
me.
And I've been playing the drums very sparingly since, I don't know, I guess I was a kid. But I didn't really start trying until probably late high school into college was when I was like, okay, I should probably pick this up so Nico can have a little brother drummer. And I wouldn't get in trouble in class for tapping on my desk all day. And I've been doing that with Nico ever since. Nico and I are brothers. I don't know if that's known to the parties involved. Yeah. And then, do we know anything about Grace?
I kind of sort of do. She probably... I'm not going to say that she's a recent bass player, but I know probably middle school maybe she was playing bass. She was telling me that she picked up middle school or picked up bass in middle school. Maybe high school, but I want to say middle school. But she has a lot of time playing in cover bands, like a Pink Floyd cover band, and a current cover band called Sugar Rush Rocks, and then she was in Polaroid Fade for a little bit too, playing bass. And she also plays piano.
Nice.
And a tiny bit of guitar. Tiny bit.
Cool.
And then we've been playing together as a band for about a year.
Nice.
Yeah. How'd the band form?
It started with another band named Pending, and there was 4 members in that band. Me and Nico being two of those members. And it kind of fell apart, and me and Nico kept playing music together and making songs, and eventually it evolved into Vista. So
Cool.
But I had known Ricky for a while because we were in bands like pre-COVID that used to play like the same bills as each other. Like I was in a band called Lay Low, and he was in a band called The Customers, and we would just play like around Atlantic County, and sometimes Glassboro. But yeah, I mean, we knew about each other, and we just at some point we were like, yeah, we should like start a band, and then like it just kind of evolved into this what we have now.
Cool.
I also really liked Lay Low at the time.
Yeah.
But I didn't formally meet Nico until like after high school, I think.
Nice. How did you come up with the name?
So another band that, well, I personally really like this band, but they're called Yellow Tango, and they're from North Jersey, like Jersey City, Hoboken area. And Yellow Tango in Spanish means I've got it, or I've got the thing. And when we were like trying to figure out a name for the songs, like the project, because we kind of had the tunes first, and then like the name came a little bit afterwards. But I was thinking like Broken Spanish, and I was ping-ponging ideas off of Ricky. And Vista came up because we really like that 70s show with Vista Cruiser. And then I was like, well, how can we like Yola Tangoify this thing? And I was like, all right, Te Vista, like, I'm going to make up a phrase in Spanish like I see you or I saw you. But if you Google Te Vista, like the meaning of it, there's a whole other like definition that is kind of not what we were aiming for.
A couple different meanings based on which region of Spanish, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever dialect.
Yeah, it's different.
Well, outside of music for you guys, did you guys go to school, and if so, what for?
Ricky and I went to Grace. Ricky and I went to Rowan. Grace is still in Rowan. Ricky and I went for the same thing, like music industry, which is like the music program that they have there, where you can like do like recording studio stuff and some business stuff if you decide to go that route as well. Pretty sure Grace is
philosophy
and psych.
Yeah,
psych and philosophy. She was like a TV and film major too for a bit, but
no, she's a Vista major, TV.
Yeah. And Desi went to like.
I went to New Jersey Institute.
Desi went to clown school.
I went to tech school. I got a little IT degree. I'm a computer guy outside of all this.
Cool. Beyond what you studied, do you have other like interests or hobbies or other kinds of art that you do?
I like pirating software.
We love motorcycles.
We really like motorcycles and dirt bikes, vintage ones. We're definitely a motorcycle dirt bike band, but of the vintage sort. We don't like the new bikes. The new bikes look kind of weird.
Except for Desi. Desi loves the new weird stuff.
It looks old. It's made to look old. It's cool.
But we also like old cars and old Volkswagens. Like Ricky and I have an old. Well, we don't share. He has his own Volkswagen Beetle, and I've got my own Volkswagen Beetle. That's kind of how we like formed a friendship, because we were like the only like young dudes with like old Volkswagens, like, and we were like, whoa, hey, like that's sick. Like,
by chance.
By chance, and you play music too, and you're pretty damn good. Like that's nice. But also, skateboarding is like a fun thing to do. I don't know. I think we could burn stuff too if we had a match in front of us.
What, like fire?
Yeah,
like torches,
fires. I don't know. I just like
breaking stuff.
Sometimes you play games like sometimes we play Fortnite.
Minecraft is a fun time too. I think we have a server.
Yeah.
I host my own Minecraft server. I'm planning on making it public one day. It's gonna be Minecraft.vista.us. It's gonna be that address.
That's awesome.
That's what it's.
We really love getting sick together, like
getting
all
ill.
at once.
Yeah,
You know,
coughing and
Ricky, Desi, and I, we all live together in Glassboro, and we basically like when somebody gets sick, we all get sick. So
and then it gets passed around in like a nice tragic infinite loop of getting sick.
Yeah.
We know how that one goes. Cool. So then, I guess going back to the music, what's your writing process like?
Usually use a number 2 pencil and
number 2 pencil,
lined paper.
We're always playing our instruments one way or another. So if like there's something, if somebody has like an idea, they just come to either we send it like in the chat and then we all kind of like attack it like on our own time and go like, oh, this is cool. This line's awesome. This line's kind of wonky. Oh, don't get rid of that lyric. And then, if there's like a chord progression that needs to be figured out, like we all kind of,
it all starts with the notes and voice memos app.
Yeah.
And then we hash it out at band practice as one unit. That's the new process. When we were starting out, it was really just me and Nico playing acoustic guitar with each other. But
and we really liked using like a 4-track set recorder too, like because it was really easy to just plug a microphone in and hit play and record and like overdub on top of it, because it didn't have to be like perfect. It just had to be like close in time and sound cool. And then we would like the first Resurrect Me was like done that way.
The 4-track is like, it's like a test run, it has all the bones of the song, and if it's good enough, if you listen to it enough and you're like, wow, this is good, I want to do this more, then it's worth putting more time in. And that's the beauty of the 4-track and the sound.
Cool. Do you have, when you're writing, like certain themes that you often come back to?
Confusion.
I don't. It's weird. Like the idea of like revisiting a theme is tough because I don't know if I personally would like seek out something old. Like I think we're always going to be writing about like unrequited love or something, or like just misconnections or heartbreak because we're young people.
Or sociopaths that hurt you.
Yeah, like people who are like emotionally abusive or something. Sometimes in like a friend way or something, like, enemies basically, ex-friends, but
abstract songs about enemies.
Yeah, abstract songs about enemies. That's kind of like a running theme, but it's weird because it's like it's not an active. We don't actively seek it out. Like it's just a natural like thing. Like we could be writing about like, hiking tomorrow or something if we wanted to.
Who the hell writes a song about hiking?
Just you wait. I
mean, I guess Woody Guthrie kind of did that.
Nah.
A little bit.
There's a lot of room for a song about hiking.
There's a lot of what?
There's a lot of room for a song about hiking. Not a lot of people have done it.
There's a lot of room for songs about rooms too.
True enough.
That's very true.
A lot more people have written about rooms though.
Yeah, everybody's been in a room at least once.
Exactly.
It's relatable.
Okay. So then, I guess you want to talk about your recording and production and like what the process is for that.
Is this the CIA?
Yes.
When we did the EP, it was just Ricky and I, and we recorded it at Rowan University at the Wilson Hall Studio. And it was just like, rock bands generally kind of do like drums first with like a reference track live that, there's a groove specific to the song. And we don't really use a click track because
It's not human.
It's not human. Like, we don't want to sound like a robot. Everybody's been making music that sounds a little too robotic these days. there's no better way to stand out than to play without a click track. So that's advice to everybody. But that, like whatever, bass goes on next, and then the guitars, and then the vocals. A lot of the guitars, most of everything was recorded at Rowan, and then some guitar was recorded at my parents' house when I was living at my parents' house at the time. Now we record our stuff in Glassboro at our house that we're renting, and we have like a basement set up that we share the equipment with our roommate Jesse Hickman, who's in Linus Blanket, if you're familiar with them.
He's also in another startup band called Youth.
Yeah, Youth is much newer, and all that stuff is getting recorded in this basement, and we're always kind of sharing gear or giving little pointers or something.
Nice.
It's good to have other ears.
Cool. So I know you recently-ish released a new single, Pull My Train. You want to tell us about that single?
What do you want to know?
I don't know. What was it like writing a single versus an EP? What's the song about? How'd you write it? I don't know. Anything you want to say?
Well, we're always writing songs. I think we're just trying to polish them as much as possible. And Pull My Train was, like, at the time, like, the newest thing that had been written, and then, like, it was quickly recorded. Well, I don't know how quickly recorded it could be in the grand scheme of things, but we finished the recording, and we were like, all right, let's put it out. Like, we're on a roll, I guess, but
it was one of the first 6 songs that came out of the first year of being into Vista.
Yeah.
So it was like, why haven't we put this out yet?
Mm-hmm.
It feels like we've been really slacking with putting songs out, and I feel like we just managed to get that out as a buffer, but also, deserves to be out. And that song was like an earworm in my head.
Yeah, people have been really liking the riff. The riff was like the first thing that came from it. And what happened was, like, when
he was writing it, and someone upstairs was like, "Shut up!"
Yeah, well, this was like at Ricky's old house that he used to live at, called the Riviera in Glassboro. Yeah, there was a roommate who just didn't like my guitar playing that day, and had no idea that we were going to practice, and they were complaining that it was just a little too loud, and I was playing that riff. And then I was like, that's just not nice. And I walked up to their room and I said, hello, we have band practice. Okay. Yeah, the song came about. I don't know. It's like, who are you going to spend the end of the world with? Like, if the world is around you, whose house are you going to go hang out and, like, kind of spend the last moments on Earth? That's what that song's about.
Also, tipping your hat to the lost.
And yeah, there's a lyric from this band from Liverpool called The Laws. They have a song called There She Goes, and you might know it. It's like, there she goes, there she goes again. And they have a line in there the line that's like, basically like, she pulls my train. Because, like, what the hell does that mean? I don't know.
Nice.
Well, what's upcoming for you guys then? After releasing that, what's in the pipeline? Any releases coming up? Any recording?
I believe we have 3 to 4 singles, followed by an album in the near future.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool.
So I think I'm gonna definitely break the silence on this other one though. This is pretty big.
Things in the works.
On what's the date that they said? Okay,
March 8th.
on March 14th.
This is it.
March 14th.
Wait, should Grace be on the phone or no?
No, that's okay.
Did you just text us?
No, but I'm saying, do we want to announce it without her or with her?
Oh, I think it's
It's the same. I mean, this is gonna. When do you think this is gonna come out?
We can release it whenever.
Yeah. If you want us to hold it, we can hold it, or we can. Probably by the time of the show, but if you want us to hold it until after, we can.
Well, we all know that this thing. We have vinyl coming out basically on
Wow.
March 14th.
Congrats.
That's
a
exciting.
single. It's going to be Resurrect Me and Pull My Train. Like, I think Pull My Train is going to be the A side, and Resurrect Me is going to be the B side.
Mm-hmm.
And it's coming out on an English label called Creation Youth Records.
Nice.
Very exciting.
Which, yeah, it's pretty neat. And it'll be available to purchase like on the internet, and then you know get shipped to you or whatever. I don't think we're gonna have very many. We're gonna have like limited copies, like ourselves. So we're gonna have to direct traffic to the website when it happens. But
Yeah, very cool.
We'll be looking forward to ordering that.
Yeah.
oh, cool.
Yeah, that's very exciting. Yeah, so I guess that's brings us to the end of the scheduled questions. And the last question we have that we always ask is, why are you guys musicians?
I'm in it for the money, personally.
No one.
Yeah, there's money in this. I like doing it because I grew up around a really intense record collection from my dad, an intense CD collection from my mom, and like I've watched a lot of documentaries about bands that never worked out, and as depressing as it seems, like all these stories are, like Big Star, like they didn't really get famous until like the 90s, and they were a band in the 70s. I think they're all in their early 20s. Like, I think that it seems so fun, like to just be a part of something important, like at a very like vulnerable time, and why waste it doing like nothing important, you know? Like, you know, I mean, whatever. Like if you're like painting, that's cool, or doing photography, that's cool, but music, it's like, if you really want to do something serious, like in your own and unique, like you should just do it.
When I was a baby, I saw my half brother play in his band when he was like probably 15 or something like that. And I was probably like 3 years old at the time, and I just remember like ever since that moment, I was like programmed wanting to be like a musician, and I just became obsessed with guitar at a young age. That obsession never went away. So really, my brother Brett Hardin really influenced me in that way, and because of that, I've now found purpose in my life. So
Yeah, and
that's my thing.
I should mention, like Desi and I, like our dad, like he's a guitar player and a bass player and a drummer too, and he writes his own stuff. Shout out 1 out of 12. He's been doing that since he was in his 20s or late teens as well, like from like the late 80s to the like heyday of indie rock in the 90s and alternative music. And I mean, he saw a lot of things change and happen, you know, adjacent to him. And I always liked not that I always liked it, I love his songwriting output, and it was just inspiring to like do that with myself as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Charlie Watts and Ringo were busy, so they called me, and that's why I guess.
Awesome. Is there anything else we should be asking you about yourselves, about the band? Anything you want to tell us for the interview?
We should do a part 2 interview with the 4 of us with Grace here.
Yes.
If that's okay. At some point. Maybe I don't want to like impose it too much, but
No, definitely.
We love to talk to you guys with everybody there. Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, I think the biggest thing is like keep on documenting bands. You know, talking about you guys and everybody. This is kind of like advice to everybody who's going to listen to this or read it. Like, you should go to as many shows locally as you can, and listen to as much local music as you can, and just support. Find the time to do it. Tell your friends, and you know, and throw shows yourself. Like if you have the means to do it, like whether it's a backyard party or like if you have like a space, like a venue, like a VFW that you have access to, just throw as many shows on as you can. And they don't have to be like crazy hardcore or emo shows. They can be just anything. They can be noise shows and punk shows and country shows, whatever, you know, like there's like country DIY, man. Like it's a thing. It's cool.
Yeah. Original music is there until it's not.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Gotta support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that I certainly would second everything you just said. That's a lot of why we do these interviews and we do Funhouse. So.
Mm-hmm.
To sort of conclude, where can people find you guys online?
The best is on Instagram. That's kind of like our brain hub thing. But we also have like a Facebook that's like adjacent to it, to all the Facebook people. But like, you know, whatever. We have an email, tay.vista.band@gmail.com.
Nice.
And then to listen to us, obviously Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, through Creation Youth, you'll be able to purchase that single, which is going to have Resurrect Me and Pull My Train on it.
That's
Put a
gonna
link
be
to
awesome.
that.
Yeah.
And also, you can find us at www.tayvista.us. We have
Excellent.
a website, people.
Excellent.
It's just blue and disgusting right now, but I gotta work it.
And eventually a
I'm building it
Minecraft
myself.
server.
It's gonna look like I'm gonna have a Minecraft server. It's gonna look like a GeoCities website from the 90s.
Nice.
Like, I'm working on it.
Very
we're
nice.
cooking.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview with us. We'll definitely have to do a part 2 with Grace.
Mm-hmm.
But this has been a good part 1 at least.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.